I am Kat and today I am doing my Roll of Reads TBR. So Roll of Reads is a book fiend named Mel's TBR game that she plays every month or two. And now she has created a readathon based on that game. So we can all participate in Roll of Reads. I will link her video down below because she does a much better job at explaining everything you need to know than I could do. But basically there is a board and then each of them you put a prompt on and then you roll a dice and then you pick up that prompt that it correlates with on the board and then you find something to read based on that prompt. There are also rules relating to like if you roll a 1 you have to like add on a roll, and if you roll a 20 you get something good and all of that. But I do not read a lot in a month. It is like amazing if I read like 3 or 4 books in a month these days. So with that in mind, I'm not going to put any punishments or anything like that on myself. I am just going to roll 5 times, pick 5 books. I likely won't read all 5 of those books, but it gives me options. Also this year I'm aiming to read at least 2 of my already owned books a month so I can actually get through my physical TBR. So I have my TBR cart right here, which is the stuff that I want to get to first. I do also have 5 piles of books over there as well, which are my TBR. I'm going to try not to dip into those and try and get from here. You can't see most of it because there's more down here. So I'm probably going to cheat the system a little bit and make the prompts fit these books because I do not want to buy or borrow any new books because I need to read these. So I'm doing like Roll of Reads light. Also, I am changing the way that picking the prompts and stuff are done because Mel has amazingly created the board and the cards for us. But I do not own a printer and don't currently have access to a printer. So I'm doing it all digitally. And to make it easy on myself, I have all the prompts up here. And there's 42 of them, and I also don't own a dice, so basically I'm just going to do a random number generator from between 1 and 42 and then find the one that corresponds with that and try and make it fit this. If it's something that I like really cannot fit with my TBR, I'm just going to roll again because it's my version of the game. So yeah, let's go. Let's find out what I may or may not read, because if you've been around long enough, you know I suck at sticking to my TBRs, which is why I only make them occasionally now. Okay, random number generator between 1 and 42. Let's find the first prompt. 18. Main character over 30. Okay, what have we got here? You know what? This will count. This will count. Aurora's End. Aurora is like 200. Like, sure, she was in like a frozen stasis for most of that time, but it still counts. Is it like 200 or is it like 50? I don't know. It was a lot of years. It's over 30 years. So Aurora is over 30. You know, being a fantasy and sci-fi reader makes this prompt a little easier. So this is Aurora's End, which is book 3 in the series. I bought this literally the week it came out and I still have not read it. So I do need to read it. I really suck at explaining things. But in the first book, there is this guy who was late to picking out his team to be his crew because they just graduated like space school, and he's late because he is saving this girl that he found on this spaceship that has been lost for like 200 years or whatever, and she's the only one alive on there. And so by the time he gets back to like the school, he's left with like the people that other people didn't want, even though he was supposed to pick first and he ended up picking last. And then there's like a ragtag group of 6 or 7 of them, and they basically end up saving the world because a lot of shit goes down. So number 1. Number 2. 36. I'm gonna go backwards on this one. 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. Favorite genre. The board is being nice to me. Fantasy, let's go. Which one of these do I want to read? You know what? Another one that I bought when it first came out, still haven't read. Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This is book 2 in the King of Scars duology. It follows Nikolai, Zoya, and Nina. And I did hear some spoilers about this one when it came out because, again, people have no chill, but I have no idea how it went down. Number 3. 3 for 3. Is published in the 1980s. We're gonna re-roll. Because it's my version of the game and I can do what I like. 31. 6, 12, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Mood read. Okay, so I can't pick that one now. I just have to pick something that I feel like reading when I get around to it, which means this will probably be like the last one on the TBR that I don't get to. Or because I will inevitably not read the books on my TBR, I will get one prompt done. Thank you, board. Board's looking out for me when I re-roll. Okay, number 4, 3 again, so we're just re-rolling. 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of your comfort zone. Out of my comfort zone, I have Still Life with Tornado by A.S. King. This is like a YA contemporary, but it's like a moody, dark one, I believe. I bought it when I met A.S. King at an event she was at. I'm just gonna read it because I barely remember what it's about. 16-year-old Sarah can no longer draw. Not a pear, not her own hand. It's a problem, because as long as she can remember, she has made the art. She might be having an existential crisis. Why else is she suddenly running into past and future versions of herself? Oh, as she skips school to wander the urban ruins of Philadelphia. Or maybe she's finally waking up to the tornado that is her family, the tornado that 6 years ago sent her once beloved older brother flying across the country for no reason she can't quite recall. For a reason she can't quite recall. After decades of staying together for the kids and building a family on a foundation of lies and domestic violence, Sarah's parents have reached the end. As Sarah herself often observes, nothing about her pain is remotely original, and yet it still hurts. Huh. Okay, so I don't know if there's some fantasy elements in there or if she's just imagining it. Yeah, the subjects are families, dysfunctional families, family secrets, family violence. Yeah, I don't read a lot of like dark, sad contemporaries. Like if I'm reading a contemporary, I want to be happy. So this would be out of my comfort zone. Still not quite sure what it's about, but yeah, it fits. And number 5, my last roll, 38, 42, 41, 40, 39, 40. Indie / self-published. Yeah, independent Australian publisher. Cool. So I do have one. I've got Underdog, which is a collection of short stories written by underrated Australian authors who had never been published before. I went to the launch of this one. I have a lot of books that I went to events for but have not read. I wasn't sure if it was exactly independent. It says it is published by Underdog Books, and then I googled and it said it was under an imprint called Nero Books, which is owned by a company called Black Ink. And on their about page, Black Ink says they are an independent Australian publisher based in Melbourne. So, indie book. It's edited by Tobias Madden and has a whole bunch of stories in here about completely different things. They're just written by Australian authors. And I've been wanting to get to this one forever, just haven't had the time. So now it's on this TBR. Pretty sure I've put this on other TBRs before though. Okay, there is my TBR plus my mood read, which will probably be the one I actually do end up doing. they all kind of match. I've got a kind of an aesthetic going on here. Hi, Kat the Fire Elemental here. We are preparing for our year at school, and the trek to the school was long and taxing. As you'll see, my hair, quite faded through that walk. But now in preparation for the school year, we are choosing our conduits and our legacies. I somehow ended up with the Mind Walkers. Don't know how that happened, but it sure will be interesting for a fire elemental. So for my conduit, I have chosen a dagger because how cool would a fire dagger be? And to gain that, we need to read a standalone book. So I am going to read Underdog for that because it is a book that stands alone, even if it's a whole bunch of short stories in one. Still counts. And for my legacy, I have chosen to enter the astral plane because who doesn't want to teleport? And to gain access to there, I need to read a book set in a different world to ours. And I will be reading Aurora's End. That takes place on many different worlds. If you're also preparing for the school year, let me know. If you are participating in the Roll of Reads Readathon, let me know. If you've read any of these, let me know which one I should read first. And if you just want to let me know you are here, leave a plant or leaf emoji down below because of the cover of Underdog. Thank you, Mel, for creating and hosting this readathon. Super excited for it, and I can't wait to just see what you do with it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more of my future content, and check out some of my other videos. So I've got something about Vampire Academy here because I'm making a lot of videos about the Vampire Academy TV show, and here's something else you might like.